Well, welcome back. Joining us in studio this week, we have Tanya and Tabitha from the Office of Transportation. How are you ladies doing today?
Good. Fine, thank you.
Good. We're excited to have you here. We have some exciting stuff we're going to be talking about, specifically Bike to Work, which I'm so jazzed about. But what I always like to start out with is if you'll tell us your exact position and how long you've been working with the county. Tanya?
So I've been working for the county for 10 years. I started as a planning tech 2 in the Office of Planning and Zoning doing critical area permit review for about a year, and then quickly moved up to subdivision review and site development plans. So I'm really well versed in the development regulations. And then about 8 months ago, at the end of July, I moved to the Department of Transportation, or the Office of Transportation, as the first ever bike ped planner for the county.
A whole new position created just for you.
Wow.
Exciting.
Yes, it's so exciting, and it's so dynamic, and it's so fun to be involved in a brand new position at the ground floor and a brand new office at the ground floor. You know, we're creating it as we go, and it's very dynamic and a lot of energy.
And with a lot of planning going right now and some of the county exec goals, we're definitely trying to pull in more of the PED and the PED is for pedestrian, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so walking, biking, getting around by boat, lots of more exciting ways to transport yourself around the county. So this is exciting, and we can see why this position's been created.
Yep.
Tabitha, what about you?
So I kind of tie in a little bit with that, with multimodal transportation. I'm the rideshare coordinator. I've been here for a year and about 4 months now.
Nice.
And I encourage our citizens to use carpools and van pools instead of single occupancy vehicles, but biking and walking are just as important modes of transportation. And I think a lot of people don't think about them as a mode of transportation because I think it's something that people think of as like just a recreational thing.
Right.
But as our population grows, it might be, more beneficial to people to start thinking about not taking those single occupancy vehicles, walk to your local grocery store if you can, and
start thinking about getting around different ways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course, we love this because it's less emissions being put out to the air, cleaner environment. So Bike to Work. It's coming up.
Yeah.
Give me some details. May 18th.
Yeah,
All
May
right.
18th, and it's going to consist of pit stops throughout the county, so people can go to bike2workcentralmd.com, and they can register and find a pit stop near them. But basically, citizens, when they do participate, can get like a free T-shirt and breakfast and fun things on their way to work.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
That is exciting.
And they're all like 7 a.m. to like 8:30 a.m.
And it's bike2workcentralmaryland.com. It's the T-O, not the 2, right?
It's the 2.
It is the 2.
Yeah.
Okay, I just
It's a
wanted to
number.
make sure because sometimes.
Yeah.
So
it's
bike number 2 work. Okay, perfect.
bike2workcentralmd.com.
Okay.
Yeah, and people can go register there. And one thing that's new this year that a lot of people returning might want to think about is we have tickets. We never had tickets before. So in previous years, people would go to their pit stops and they would say, "Hi, my name's Tabitha," and they would get their free T-shirt, and someone would cross their name off a list. And now they actually have to come with their ticket, and we're gonna have people with like QR readers, and they'll scan their ticket on site, and they can get their T-shirt that way.
We're so tech savvy.
Yeah,
I love it. Now talk to me about the
2018.
bike trails. How are they improving?
Well, the Department of Recreation and Parks is the keeper of the bike trails. I know the B&A trail was just resurfaced. I think it's still going through that process. We're trying to expand our trail network. The WB&A trail, the one that comes up from PG County and then will connect across the Patuxent River, the bridge is currently in the CIP process. Yay, it just got funded, a big state grant, something like $4 million or something like that, to construct the bridge and move forward with the design of it. So we're really excited about that. And once that connects it's just going to be a huge transportation opportunity and recreation for the region, not just Anne Arundel County. So it's really exciting.
Yeah.
The Broadneck Trail is moving right along. There's a public meeting coming up. I think it might
Tuesday.
Yes, Tuesday.
Sorry.
Yes, Sarah.
Fill in the gaps. And I encourage everybody to come to that in support of the trail. So far, there's been nothing but support for it as far as I've seen. And then there's the South Shore Trail. Sadly, it didn't get funded from the state this year, but it's still on the books to connect basically from Sandy Point all the way to Odenton.
Lovely.
So those are some big
It's a
trail
long
projects.
stretch.
I know, right? And I think the projects just go to show that like we definitely care about helping our citizens make these commute changes.
Right.
Yeah.
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 So
things are moving right along. And then, with the creation of my position, the county's been able to have somebody just focusing, 24/7, although I don't work 24/7. I do sleep, but sometimes I dream about it.
Oh, wow. I dream about it at night.
me too.
But I can already see the momentum of support and also we've got the Bike Commission. John Corrin is the chair of that.
Oh, we're familiar with John.
Yes, we
are. He's a buddy of the show.
He would not let me live it down if I didn't also announce that May 9th is Bike to School Day.
Oh, great.
And we just met with some PTA and activist parents and the police last Friday morning, very early, to talk about logistics of getting a police escort in the northern part of the county. So
That's very important.
they had over 1,000 kids
Yeah.
participate last year in Bike to School Day.
That's
so
amazing.
yeah.
And Bike to School Day is important too because it introduces children to that type of commute at a younger age, and it kind of normalizes that concept for them before they start, using vehicles, single occupancy vehicles.
Yeah, there's a big push for it. And there is a website to, if there's parents out there that want to get their schools involved and, seek out your PE teachers or your principals and then sign up at the website.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about rideshare? And how can we sign up for that, or how can I sign up for that?
I can tell you all about that. So rideshare is, or within Anne Arundel County, we have something called Commuter Connections, which is how we help people rideshare. It's a database, and you would go on and you would make an account, and you would do things like type in your address and where you work, and it would compare your account to other accounts so that you can find other people that have that same commute.
Okay.
But it's cool because it connects to a few other services. So if you make an account on Commuter Connections, whether or not you find a match, you can actually use that same account for something called Carpool Now. And on Carpool Now, it's an app that you can go on and match with people in real time. So the Commuter Connections database will find you a list of people to commute with, and you would have to go down that list and contact them individually. But Carpool Now will actually match you with someone going from point A to point B at the same time as you. And so, sometimes when I have meetings up here in Glen Burnie, I'm going back down to Annapolis, I'll type in seeking riders going to Annapolis, and if anyone else is looking for a driver, they can drive with me.
It's like Uber,
Wow.
but without meets eHarmony.
Yeah! There you go.
I love it.
I like it. I'll have to use it as my slogan. They're connected. They come from the Washington Council of Governments, and they're free, and they work in all of Maryland and in DC and in parts of Virginia. And then there's also Guaranteed Ride Home. It's connected as well, so if you make an account on Commuter Connections, you can be signed up for that. But if you use a clean mode of transportation to get to work, you can get a free ride home if you're ever sick and you need to leave work early. Or if you're asked to work late by a supervisor, which is really cool for Bike to Work Day.
Yeah.
Because if anyone gets really pumped about biking to work and they decide they love it and they want to do it.
Rain.
What?
Or it starts to rain.
You can't use it if it rains, unfortunately. Yeah, it's like a list of things that you can qualify for. But
Where do you find the Guaranteed Ride Home? Is that an app? Is it a website? What exactly is that?
I'm glad you asked. It's on a website, but the best thing that I could tell anyone would be to go to commutercrew.org. That's actually something that I, as the rideshare coordinator, put together. It's my little homepage, and it has Commuter Connections, Carpool Now, and Guaranteed Ride Home all down there, and it's easy to find all of them there.
Very good. Well, ladies, how can I find out more about Bike to Work and the Share program? Is there one? Do you just go to the Office of Transportation
Office
page?
of Transportation has, and in fact, I think even on the main homepage for the county website, we've got in the spotlight a Bike to Work Day
Great.
spotlight. But
Yeah,
also, there is a bicycle and pedestrian webpage within the Office of Transportation as well that always has information. And then
So just write off aacounty.org, hit up the transportation page.
I think that would be the best thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, I mean, I guess if you wanted to go back to the links again, commutercrew.org is the one where you could do look for rideshare options, and bike to work centralmd.com is where you can register for biking if you can remember.
well,
that
we
summarize
got it in the spotlight.
You got in the
Yeah,
spotlight.
exactly, in
and
the
just click
spotlight.
on
Worst
that
case
So
scenario.
exciting. Well, all these incredible events coming up, Bike to Work, Bike to School, the rideshare program, and we thank you for all that you're doing in helping our county and helping our residents get around, get active, help
Yep.
the environment. So, and please come back whenever you have some more announcements for us. We'd love to have you.
Oh, well, thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
I
We
think
love
I
to
would
come back.
be also in trouble if I didn't mention Lifeline 100, which is
Lifeline
October
100.
7th.
John came last
I think
year
it's
and
the
gave me a
7th.
T-shirt to wear while we did the show.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm sure he'll be back
All
again, but I
snazzy in my
promised
bright
him.
yellow. Well,
a
thank
fun
you,
event.
ladies, so much. And we'll be
Thank
right
you.
back with more Week in Review right after this. Don't go anywhere.